topic. Thank you very much, Professor Georgie Toleraya. Now we move on to Middle East. According to local Israeli media, the Trump administration is reportedly considering dropping its requirement that Hamas be disarmed before Gaza reconstruction begins, due to difficulties securing commitments from foreign governments willing to join a stabilization force. This potential shift has led to a deadlock with Israel, which insists that Gaza must be demilitarized before any rebuilding can occur, in line with Trump's original 20-point plan. The U.S. is set to push a UN Security Council vote on Monday on a resolution authorizing a temporary international stabilization force in Gaza through 2027. Countries willing to contribute troops have demanded such a UN mandate. Anticipating passage, Israel has begun preparing for the arrival of thousands of foreign soldiers. However, most potential ISF participants say they are unwilling to enforce Hamas disarmament, agreeing only to serve as peacekeepers. Israeli officials warn that delaying demilitarization is dangerous, saying Hamas has been regaining strength since the ceasefire took effect early October. Now for this discussion, we welcome Ali Muhammad Abushbak. He is a Middle East researcher, joins us live from Cairo. Thank you very much, Ali, for joining us again. Good to see you. Ali, what more can you tell us about what is happening with ISF and upcoming phase 2 and the demilitarization of Hamas as well? And can you tell us how popular is Hamas among Palestinians in Gaza right now?
Thank you so much for having me. The situation on the ground, in fact, there is a several of a change. And last week that Washington Post revealed that there is a talk between American administration as well as Hamas. And there is a meeting that it's going to be organized between Hamas and Witkoff. So this transformation between the relation between Hamas and America, and that could be referred to that is going Hamas to tight a relation with America, and this talk between America and Hamas that's giving Hamas authorization in Gaza and as a authentic representative for Palestinian people. There is a several of change. Maybe we will witness like what happened with Ahmad al-Shara in Syria after he was a terrorist and he was in America as a black name and as also a terrorist. Now he become a peace person, and he's going to be handled with Israel and with America and supported by supported by Donald Trump. I guess this kind of talk, and I guess what is happening now, the White House going to accept Hamas on the ground, maybe that we will see it again. And especially we are talking about there is still disagreement between America and Israel and the peace forces or stabilization forces in Gaza. Up to now it's not solved. Tomorrow is going the United Security Council is going to vote on this kind of force and duty of this force, what is will be. And up to now, most of the country they want approval and they want guarantee from the United Security Council to start work in Gaza. Most of the country participating in this and involved in these forces are accepting to be as a peacekeeping forces, not to disarm Hamas. I guess also it's a realistic idea. After Donald Trump, he considered this is idealistic idea to disarm Hamas. We have a typical example, Hezbollah. We are going to 1 year after the ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah. One of the significant terms to disarm Hezbollah from it's a weapon, and we have seen up to now it's not solved the issue. and that will complicate the situation. That's it. Donald Trump, he go through that temporary solution that accepting Hamas and the reconstruction Gaza, and then after that they are going to negotiate about the disarm Hamas. Especially we are talking about the second phase of negotiation and a plan. It's still deadlock, and there is a no negotiation about it. And up to now, the first phase is not completely applied, and the implement of it is still late. Especially, we are talking about Israel still locked the border between Gaza and Egypt, and still Israel control the humanitarian aids which want to enter Gaza. Up to now, there is a leak in food in Gaza. So that's make it a situation more incredible, and I guess Donald Trump now become in this reality that this a significant point should be reconstruction in Gaza, and we then after that we will talk about who's governor in Gaza and who's will be representing Gaza. Benjamin Netanyahu he considered these things as a red line about Hamas weapon and about the power of Hamas. He said Hamas should be erased as to promote and to stimulate his victory in the war. Otherwise, he did nothing. He just only destroyed Gaza. Hamas is still exists. Hamas is still has a power, but he waged a war without any goal, without any outcome. That's it. Benjamin
Yes.
Netanyahu is rejecting and declined such kind of notion and idea. Should be Hamas disarmed on the ground. I guess Hamas is not going to accept it.
And Ali, as you also rightfully mentioned, that leaders have started to realistically rethink about demilitarizing Hamas because is it because there's no other power over there or no other organization that can legitimately govern Gaza right now towards lasting peace? And also, do you think demilitarization of Hamas is feasible?
I guess this is not a logical thing. I said we have a typical example about Hezbollah. Up to now, it's not going to disarm. And if you will look at the history, there is no any kind of a militant revolution disarmed and withdraw from the atmosphere or from the landscape like this. So about ruling Gaza, the talk about the Palestinian Authority, this is also not realistic. Especially we are talking about the socio-political fragmentation between Gaza and Israel and West Bank, as well as since 2007 up to now, the Palestinian Authority is not empowered in Gaza. Similar things also in West Bank. Still, at the Benjamin Netanyahu regime and his government, they are trying to weakness the Palestinian Authority in West Bank without any kind of empowerment there. And that's make it a more incredible. And we have witnessed several of action and accident happened in West Bank. One of the significant things during the peace process, who was negotiating about the future of Gaza? It was Hamas, not the Palestinian Authority. So that's make it more complicated the situation. Palestinian Authority has no any representation, no any any exist in the frame or any exist in the landscape. As a de facto situation, Hamas only ruling Gaza, and Hamas has the only power in Gaza. What is happening that about the stabilization forces? I guess just only it will monitor the peace process, and they will be monitor who's going to violated the ceasefire. It's not going to disarm Hamas. Especially we are talking about maybe Egypt and several of Arab countries. They are going to participate in these forces, and if they are going to disarm Hamas, it will make a crisis for them in their countries. The public opinion in Arab area, they are supporting the Palestinian resistance and the Palestinian struggle against Israel. And according to international law, the Palestinians, any country resist the occupation has a right to resist it, or any country under the occupation has a right to resist the occupation and end the occupation, except in the Palestinian case. It's prohibited for that because of the double standard. So the thing is here more complicated. I guess also we have seen the statement of Indonesia and Turkey and the several of countries. They are not going to participate and indulge involve in such kind of process. Yeah, also.
Yes, thank you, Ali, for sharing that. Please stay with us as we stay on this topic now. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, has stated